Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 8 setup round for Joan of Arc, and we are playing the Brossinière scenario. We're back to the 100 Years' War after spending the last two seasons with Vlad the Impaler and Dracula off to the east. We're back to the 100 Years' War. So, as you guys know, Joan of Arc has a 50-50 split, I'd say, between battles that are tactical and in the first main box set, grounded in the 100 Years' War, and then other content which is more grounded in the myths and legends of that time period. So this is where we have Dracula, Vlad the Impaler. You know, we're going to be getting into the apocalypse soon, which has all kinds of angelic forces. So I think we've seen some angelic forces with legendary dragon. So yeah, it's a good mix. It's a good fun. But we're back to battle mode today, and I'll read through the La Brossinière scenario, and then we can go finish the setup. I've got most of the setup done, but I'll walk you through the setup and the scenario, and then we can jump into turn one. Quick shout out to Pontos Fathom Press, our sponsor bookstore. Hermeticism of Hastur here ties in with Hastur with Lost Carcosa, Carcassonne, and even the Qatar Yellow Cross. Interesting book to check out. Go check out our bookstore. You can also check out our Patreon. If books are not your thing, you can get in and check out our playlist for upcoming videos. We've also got our painting schedule published there. So go ahead and check it out. I've been blogging the playlists, so if you want to go back and check out any of our gameplays, I've got them all bundled in playlists, so you should be able to go through them pretty easily. So let's jump into the setup. It says here, La Brossinière, September 26, 1423. It says, having plundered Maine and Anjou's fiefs, William de la Pole returns to Normandy with his loot. Queen Yolande of Aragon, however, asks her most trustworthy ally, Ambrose de Lorraine, to ambush William de la Pole. A battle for honor and vengeance begins. So this is based on an actual conflict between William de la Pole and Ambrose de Lorraine. So we're going to act it out here on the board. I'll kind of go into the scenario. Basically, we've got two wagons. I'll show you guys the wagons here. We've got these wagons in the center. If at least one of the wagons is inside the village at the end of the 5th round, the English player wins. Otherwise, the French player wins. You can check out our wagon here. I think we've had these in other scenarios before. So that's one. And then, so basically the rewards are French player gains if William de Pole is disrupted, if sergeant arms are destroyed, or if bowmen or mounted bowmen are destroyed, and for every time they gain control of a wagon. English player gains when they get control of a wagon, or when Ambroise de Lorraine is disrupted, or sergeant arms or mounted knights are disrupted. There's also a mechanism here about ringing the alarm bell, where the English player can ring the alarm and summon, deploying 2 English peasants per turn, up to 6 peasants. So we've got these peasants on the side here. I'll showcase one of these peasants minis. As you guys know, I've got tons of painting videos from the hobby side of things, so you can check these guys out. Go check out our painting videos. And then let's kind of get these on the board, and then we can get set up for round one. So I've got Ambroise de Lorraine. I've got the mounted bowman. He's going to have 6 mounted bowmen. He's going to have 2 mounted bowmen. He's going to have 7 bowmen, that peasants with the special rule, and 1 sergeant at arms. That's for the English player. For the French player, we're going to have, this is just switched. English player gets these people. English player is William de la Pole, and then French player is Ambroise de Lorraine. He's got mounted knights, 2 sergeants at arms. He's got 6 mounted knights. You can see them over here, and he's got 3 pikemen. So let's go and get these guys placed. So we see that we've got the main house here. We will place we also have a soothsayer, a bone setter, and a guide. So these will be the civilians. We have our soothsayer is going to be right here on this space. I can leave him right here. We've got the, we can switch these cards. We also have these intrigue cards that we'll play based on gameplay. We've got the house set up here. We've got the French rallying point there. The English rallying point there. And then we will have William de la Pole will be in this space. So he's going to be represented as the red mounted knight. So here's a red mounted knight. That's going to be William. And he starts out here with 2 bowmen and 1 mounted bowman. So he gets 2 bowmen in the space and 1 mounted bowman. Okay, and then next up is 1 wagon and 3 bowmen. So let's move these guys out. 1 wagon and 3 bowmen in the next space over. 1 wagon, 3 bowmen, and then the other space behind it, another wagon, and 2 bowmen and 1 mounted bowman. So mounted bowman, bowman, and bowman. Very crowded there, but we get the picture. Okay, next up we've got to place the 2 sergeant-at-arms. We also have a sergeant-at-arms here guarding the village. So sergeant-at-arms at the village by this house. And then we have, that's also for the English. Then the French will be Ambroise de Lorey, and 3 mounted knights will be by this tree. So move these guys out. Here's Ambroise and 3 mounted knights. And the guide will also be there. You can place the guide on the space with 3 mounted knights and Ambroise de Lorey. And then down below we'll have 3 mounted knights in this space at the rally point and 3 pikemen. And then finally, we'll place for the French 2 sergeant-at-arms in this space, marching out into the. They got the wagons circled there, and we also will put the soothsayer in this in the forest here. That can be counseled there. So we've got the the bone setter. That's the bone setter. The bone setter. During camp phase, reroll the doom dice for 2 allied disrupted units. Okay, and that's just about doing. We got our time tracker here. It's a 5-round game. We've got our round cards set here. I'll just add those into the track. We also have our we're using our tactical cards this time. So this is the tactical deck. We can place this beside. We got our health, experience, and power tokens, and we've got the tactical deck. I will give both decks a quick shuffle here. And we also have our activation tokens ready to go. Reroll tokens. For the setup, the English player starts out with 1 and a reroll. French player actually will be the one to go first, so we'll give them that token. And they start out with 2, 1, and a charge. And then that's going to do it. I think that's it. So great, guys. So yeah, we got it set up. We'll see you in turn 1. You can click the link below. If you're watching this later, you can watch through the whole playlist. Just go below on the next slide and you can get the playlist. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in turn 1. Bye-bye.